Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jonna. This is Jonna OMG. Today I'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 11. It's called First Come, First Serve. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get right on into this review. So we start this episode off with Wendy and her husband Eddie. So it's their son's, I think it was Carter's 10th birthday. And so they decide to wake him up at 4:30 in the mornings for him to blow out some cupcakes, blow out some candles on cupcakes and have balloons and all of that. But I hope there's some significance with the 4:30 a.m. Like, I'm hoping he was born actually at 4:30 in the morning. Otherwise, I didn't see the point of waking that boy up, especially if it's on the school night. I didn't see the point of waking him up at 4:30. So most people just like wait until midnight and like, oh, do the happy birthday. Like, let him stay up to midnight if you're going to do that. But I was like, y'all waking him up at 4:30. But hopefully he was born around that time so it can make sense for me. So we move on to Gizelle and Ashley. And y'all, they are starting a athleisure line, clothing line, might I add. Which I think is just such an odd pair, because when I think of Gizelle and when I think of Ashley's, I am not thinking fashionista ever. So for them two, out of all of the ladies in the group, for them two to start a clothing line, I don't care if it's athleisure, I don't care if it was fuzzy socks, to be honest with you. For those two to start a clothing line was quite odd to me. But Ashley's like, she got to start making money now that she's getting a divorce from Michael. Like, them checks are stopping. The checks that she got from Michael probably stopped by now. So she got to do something else to make a little coin. And honestly, Gizelle needs to be making some coins too, because I know she had like a skincare line at some point, but we really don't see Gizelle have much of a storyline. Like, what does she do for business? Like, does she still have that company? How is Gizelle making money? Like, that's really what I need to know. I know Ashley had Michael for all these years, but what has Gizelle been doing? Because I know Jamal Bryan still ain't. Did she get alimony from Jamal? I wonder. Anyway, what she do? So we move on to Karen. So she's with her aunt and her cousin. So she did purchase land in Surry, Virginia, Surry County, Virginia, which is her grandmother's old house. So she plans to turn that into some type of tourist attraction. I assume like a bed and breakfast of some sort. So we're going to see the house and stuff later, because the ladies are going to be joining her in Surry to help out in whatever way they can. So we move on to Mia. She's meeting up with Robin to do some holistic healing. So they're going to a salt room. And I don't know if anybody's ever been to one. I've been to one before in Phoenix, Arizona. And it was supposed to like cleanse your sinuses and get all mucus and stuff out. And it's supposed to be, you know, like really relaxing. For me, I didn't feel anything. Like, I didn't feel any kind of cleansing of my sinuses. But it was really relaxing. I will say that to least. But I'm not sure how Mia and Robin are doing any relaxing, because they're talking the whole time. Like, I think the whole point of relaxation is to, like, zen out and, like, shut up. But they were talking the entire time. So Mia asked Robin if her and Juan are in therapy, and she was like, no, they're not in therapy. Robin says that the issues that her and Juan have are not with each other. And I just really think that Robin is just she's living in a state of denial. Like, she's told so many lies to herself and to others that she's really starting to believe them. Like, she really is. Like, you don't have any issues with Juan? None at all? Like, okay, Robin. Like, she's in denial. That's all I can say. So we move on to Wendy and Eddie, and they're headed to dinner or lunch. They were talking about how busy they are as individuals now. Wendy has her talk show now. We'll see how that goes. We did see that she has new producers now. We've seen that on the last episode. I still don't think that's her lane at all, but I'm along for the ride, child. We'll see. And Eddie has entered a new business venture himself. He is now in the weed industry. I love the name that he chose for his company. It's Happy Eddie. And they did show a little clip of this, but he got the name from last season, Ash's friend, that girl Deborah, child. They call her Sesame Street. But she accused Eddie of like flirting with her, so she was calling him like Happy Eddie, Happy Eddie. So he really just took that name and ran on with it. And I think it's smart, because I think, don't they call weed like the Happy DRUG? Or is it the white stuff? I can't remember, but anyway, I think it's fitting nevertheless. So, but they want to make sure they still prioritize their relationship and their sex relationship, even though they're like super busy now. So we'll see how that goes. So Karen and Ray are having a day date, which is just a date in the middle of the day. So Karen is funny, y'all. Like, I know I say this like every review, but Karen is my favorite. She is so funny. So the waitress came over and told them, like, it's happy hour, so y'all can order from the happy hour menu. So Ray had, I guess, flipped his menu book to the happy hour specials or whatever, but Karen flipped it right back. She was like, now you're not going to have me on a date and you ordering from the happy hour, the cheap menu. I was so tickled. She was like, he trying to be frugal so he can drink all day and go to work or go to sleep later. I'm like, I heard that, Karen. Don't be cheap with me on the date. We ordering from the regular menu today, buddy. So Karen wanted to take a few of the ladies to Surry. She said that she can only invite a few of them because of some insurance policy, which I don't know what she's talking about. Some insurance policy, I guess, to get them there, she was only going to pay for a few of them. So the invited ladies are Ashley, Candace, Wendy, and Gizelle. So she sent them all a group text, inviting them to Surry, coming to see the home that she just purchased, her grandmother's home. Everybody was on board to go except Gizelle. Gizelle was like, hey, Karen, thanks for the invite. Love you, girl, but I ain't going to make it. And Gizelle probably seen, like, who in this group message is everybody I don't mess with. Gizelle and Karen, not Gizelle and Karen. Gizelle and Candace still haven't said anything to each other, nor have Gizelle and Wendy. So it was going to be kind of awkward. Like, yeah. So speaking of Gizelle is visiting Nneka at her new home. So she still's missing a lot of furniture, child, but it's still a lovely home. So Nneka said that Karen kind of threw some shade at her. She was saying that where Nneka lives, she's really considered North Potomac. Nneka's like, no, I'm in Potomac. But I'm like, I don't know why North Potomac would be considered outside of Potomac. But anyway, I don't see why that was important. But the producers did show a map where Nneka's home is and where Karen's is, and Nneka is in the northern region of Potomac. I don't know why it matters, to be honest with you, but her home is on the north end of where the city resides. So anyway, I guess is it considered Potomac if it's in that northern region? I guess that's kind of where the shade is coming from, because it's like, oh, is Nneka even in Potomac? But who cares? Gizelle threw some shade at Karen. She like, well, you can say Karen is a renter. You bought your home. Karen's still renting hers. So I'm like, oh, Lord. I know that's going to get back to Karen at some point. So Gizelle better be ready to own that statement. So Sharice also pops in to visit Nneka, and they were telling Sharice about the trip to Surry County and how Gizelle declined the offer. But then Karen came back and sent a group text to all the ladies, of course not Sharice, but all the other ladies, inviting all of them, saying that she increased the insurance capacity for all the ladies to attend. But apparently it was like really last minute. So Robin said she already had made plans with her sons. Gizelle was like, she still ain't going. And Mia was like, it's last minute. Like, I don't do those last minute kind of plans like that. So if those three are still not going, so that leaves Ashley, Wendy, Candace, Karen, of course. And then Nneka was still on the fence, so we weren't sure if she was going at this point, but we later on see that she did attend. But to me, it sounded like Karen really wanted Gizelle out of all people to go, because first, Gizelle wasn't going. So because Gizelle wasn't going, she was going to increase it so Gizelle would feel less awkward. So all the ladies could attend now. So I think she did that in hopes that Gizelle would change her mind, but it still didn't work out that way. But I was like, dang, Karen really wants Gizelle there, don't she? So today is the day of the Surry County trip. They have to drive. They're on the Sprinter. It's like a 4.5-hour trip away from where they are. Them road trips, they just take something out of it. I'm not a road trip girly. I'm just really not. But anyway, So Karen really didn't understand why Mia felt some type of way about the last minute invite, and Nika was explaining to her it just seemed like the other ladies were invited as an afterthought after Gizelle declined her offer, and Karen received it. She like, okay, yeah, I can see how to be, received that way, but they move on from there. So we have arrived in Surry County, y'all, and so the ladies are out there to work out in the field, and I was like, Karen could not get me to ride 4.5 hours to Surry County to put me to work. Girl, please. Girl, please. I'll ride 4.5 hours for some fun in the sun, a beach or something, but to go to work, baby, please, Karen. Please. And so there, all the girls had changed into some like overalls, and they walking around with rakes and hoes, and I'm like, but I really didn't see anything that they accomplished. Like, they were running around because they thought a snake was after them, but I didn't see what they actually did out there in the field. I'm not tripping. So they all sat down to eat some food after their strenuous labor in the field. So Ashley said she was optimistic that Wendy and Nneka can kind of hash out their differences. So they try to hash it out. But honestly, they really didn't get anywhere. Wendy kind of tried to say her piece. She said something about Nneka calling her a B word, Nneka saying something about her mom, Nneka saying something about her sister, Nneka saying something about somebody else. Nneka said she never said anything about Wendy's sister, but she didn't deny the other stuff. But to me, there was no resolve. I feel like Nneka had more to say, but Wendy really didn't give her an opportunity to say anything else. Like, she felt that Nneka invited her. So, and while they were in the Sprinter, Nneka had invited them all to like a housewarming kind of event. She also extended that invitation to Wendy, but Wendy feels like Nneka is skipping a lot of steps. Like, she wants Nneka to have some accountability before she goes to an event of hers. Like, she kept saying like, y'all are skipping steps, but to me, again, Wendy didn't really give Nneka an opportunity to say her piece. Like, I feel like if they just actually put it all on the table, have a conversation, I think they can get to some resolve. But I think the reason why Wendy's not doing that, because Wendy knows there's probably some truth to the story that Nneka had. And I know originally I didn't think that at first. Like, I was on Wendy's side, but the way Wendy has been acting lately has been making me question her. And the conversation that she had with her mom, to me, didn't solidify anything in her direction. I felt her mom was a little guilty. So I think that's why Wendy doesn't want any resolve with Nneka, because there's probably some truth to that shrine stuff that she doesn't want to actually come out on air on TV. So what she's going to do is continue to ignore Nneka so nothing else won't come out about this ordeal with her mom and the shrine stuff. That's what I think. I hate to believe it, I really do, but Wendy hasn't been doing a good job in defending her mom or her actions at all. So, but I really do hate that they're at odds. I don't like it. So that was pretty much the end of the episode. Tell me what you think about the Wendy and Nneka situation. Who do y'all believe? Like, initially I was on Wendy's side because I'm like, who is this new girl trying to stir up the pot? But now I'm kind of leaning more on Nneka's side. But tell me your thoughts, y'all. Do y'all think they could get to some kind of resolution? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.